In 1912, the Standard Candy Company in Nashville, Tennessee, invented America's first combination candy bar. Up to that point, candy bar manufacturing consisted solely of chocolate, caramel, or taffy on their own. But the Goo Goo Cluster changed the game. Caramel, fresh roasted peanuts, marshmallow nougat, and chocolate came together in a copper kettle to become a thing of legend. Today we look at this OG candy bar and ask, "You tried that?" You Tried Dat. Goo Goo Clusters. I'm Nick Nowak with our pals Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hello.
Did you guys know this is the first candy bar that ever combined ingredients?
No. And also, I'd never heard of these before like 6 months ago. So you talking about them like a legend. They're a legend. I'm like, what?
Yeah, so that's the story that their website claims, that no candy bar before this one in 1912 combined any ingredients together.
I mean, that might be true. In 1912, like they were like, here's a peanut butter bar and it's just all peanut butter. Like there was probably literally not very inventive.
I think they didn't have fire yet in 1912, right?
Right.
No.
And like no wheels.
Yeah. This one's dried salmon.
But this is weird because like these things are pretty regional. Like, do they have these out by you guys? Because they're
never heard of them.
They're like, I think it's like a Nashville thing.
Who got these?
So I heard about them from a friend of mine, Kevin, who lives in Nashville.
Oh.
And he like loves them and raves about them and stuff. And so I went to go order them. Like, you can buy them directly from the company or whatever. And I originally tried to do it last summer, and they wouldn't ship them to me over the summer because they were afraid they'd melt, unless it was like they were like, oh, we can ship them to you, but we're gonna like pack them in dry ice and stuff. It was gonna cost me like $90 to ship them to California, and I was like, oh, well, like fuck that, I'll just try again in December.
For a 50-cent piece of candy.
Yeah. So then I went back on December, and like shipping was like $5 or whatever it was. So I was like, all right, great.
Can we just like, what's the Goo Goo? Like, what a dumb fucking name for anything. Who named it?
1912. It was a great name.
Yeah, they hadn't come up with other consonants. Right. Then they had to just.
It's like
it's
the first candy bar, right? So it's like the baby of candy bars. So Goo Goo Gaga, right?
Yeah, I guess this is terrible. You sound like a dipshit talking about a Goo Goo cluster. There's just no way. Like if I was like working at the company, they'd be like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm charged with Goo Goo." I would just pretend I did something else. I was like, I sweep the bathrooms. Like, I wouldn't want to talk about it. Yeah. You just sound dumb. Or maybe I just sound dumb.
I think it's just you. You're the dipshit. Okay. Do you think they have man goo inside? That's the question we got to ask.
What?
Okay. I no longer sound like the dumbest guy in the podcast.
Let me ask you about a different legend, though, because this is legendary.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of this band Threatin?
No.
Threatin. Threat.
Oh yes.
Well,
okay. Yeah. Threatin. Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So this guy in the UK has this band Threatin, who's just like a local shithouse band, and
is that a genre of music? Shithouse.
He gets all these fake likes and followers on his social media.
Like he pays for robot followers or whatever?
Yeah, and makes it look like they're going on tour. And doesn't like tell any of the band members or anybody else. And fakes that they have this sold out show. But I don't think he like thought about the end game of this at all. Because it says he shows up for the show and everyone's confused, including band members and everybody else, when nobody shows up to this sold out show.
Wait a minute. Why would you? I just assumed he was pretending it was sold out so people would listen to the music, but he actually shows up for the show then when he knows no one bought tickets?
Yeah, I mean, I get maybe he was trying to drum up interest, and then he was like, you know what? If we say it's sold out, people will start saying, are there more tickets? How can I get some tickets?
I gotta go see Threatin.
Well, but it's sold out. Oh, okay. I guess I'll do something else that night. Like that's what the actual reaction would be.
Well, if this was like punk rock or hardcore, but I'm really into Shithouse.
Their hit song is "Livin' Is Dying." So I have not listened to it, but it's probably. I mean, most shithouse music has.
Is "livin" spelled Liven, or is it different?
Well, I'm sure that none of us have listened to it, but I'm sure it will be nicely inserted after the end. End
can't
music.
imagine what we're doing for the bumper. I can't imagine.
Stick around.
Just stick around, and you'll hear some classic Shithouse.
I mean, it probably sucks, right? Like we're gonna assume that.
Do you guys? Okay, this is gonna sound like a real. I find as I get older, I don't listen to music at all. Like I listen to podcasts and I read and I play video games and I watch TV, but I don't listen. Like I used to listen to a fair amount of music. I would buy CDs, and I just feel like I hear what my kids like, which is shitty pop music. But I don't hear anything else. Novak, you used to be one of the more musically involved
I
people.
still do listen to music.
Yeah.
90% of it is like everything I liked stopped in like 2005.
Exactly. Okay, yeah.
So you're not listening to modern music. You're not like downloading the midnight Beyonce drop or whatever.
Right.
I do listen to newer music and nothing that's popular a bit.
Yeah.
But most of what if I get in the car, I'm like, I just want to listen to that old White Stripes album from 20 years ago. So, but yes,
yeah, I listen to like the music that my kid listens to, which is mostly the Bluey soundtrack, and then my wife still likes music. She's very into BTS, so she plays a lot of BTS around the house. But it is true when I go back and listen to like. The rare occasions that I listen to old music, which is basically, or listen to music, which is basically like, if I'm not listening to a podcast, then it'll be like old music and it'll be like, oh, it like the other day I was listening to this Gorillaz album from 2005.
Exactly.
And then like I brought up like, so after I watched the Weird Al movie, I was like listening to a bunch of his old hits, from like the 90s and stuff. So
my
like,
kids,
no interest in modern music.
We drove somewhere. And so I'm like, I just took over the radio because my wife has this like playlist that she listens to when she runs. And I swear to God, it's like 9 songs long. So we just hear the same fucking songs over and over. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I just started taking over and I was playing like, again, like Pearl
What's
Jam.
one of the songs?
I don't know. They're seared into my brain at the same time. I can't remember them. So I don't.
A few bars.
Oh, that's "Living Is Dying."
Yeah, that's "Living Is Dying." Ooh, I went into the shit house, took it a big shit. But like,
please come to our show.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't see any empty seats. But no, like once in a while, like, and then I'll start playing like a lot of it's like alternative from we were in high school and college, and then some rap. And then my son really started liking Eminem a little bit, so I've been playing some of that for him.
That's unfortunate.
And then we started. I played. My son used to do this workout class. I think your daughters went to it too, Novak. That hot. What is that? What do they call it? You know what I'm talking about?
Gym.
Hot ground. Yeah. Thank you. And they would play Metallica
Hot
once.
Ground?
It was called Hot Ground. I don't know why. It was run by like ex-Marines, and they would do like different like exercise drills and like teamwork drill. It was actually kind of neat. I know I'm making it sound dumb, but it was actually kind of cool.
It was an interesting like alternative to like your standard like put your kid in soccer thing.
Yeah.
So, but I could see it. I could have seen it getting popular, but
right.
They didn't take out the part where they made him walk over hot coals.
Yeah.
You saw them treat your kids like it was boot camp, and then you're like, well, I'm taking you to soccer now.
Yeah. They blasted wall-to-wall shithouse the whole time. But now, like, they would play Metallica, and, like, so then Jake's like, what was that song? And so I started playing Metallica for him, and he kind of started liking some of it. So every once in a while, he'll go, like, play that one, and he can never name it. And then I go, what? He goes, give me fuel, give me fire. And so like then he just starts yelling it. So I'll play it. And then, so like he just waits. He doesn't know any of the words and he waits. And then like we all just go, like after the one part, and he loves that. So we're
he doesn't
starting
even
to find common ground.
he doesn't even like good Metallica. He likes the newer Metallica.
Yeah,
He's not asking for Ride the Lightning or whatever.
He hasn't played Saint Anger, at least. That's all I care about. So yeah.
All right, let's eat some Goo Goo.
Goo!
We've got
Goo.
3 different Goo Goos, and we're gonna rate them on a 5-point scale.
Wait a minute. Did we ever answer if there is man goo in here or no?
There will be.
That, indifferent to that.
If they taste good,
Dislike
there will
that, and hate that. I'm just gonna keep going.
Looking at the ingredients. Oh, second one says man goo. Got it. All right.
All right. The first one is the original.
Yeah.
We're gonna start with the original.
There.
Yeah.
Good
you gotta
idea.
Start original. It says, as I mentioned in the intro, it's got peanut, caramel, and nougat all covered in milk chocolate. So what this says is, it kind of looks like a mini like moon pie in shape, like a little disc.
Whoa, this thing looks like a giant. This looks like if you bought a fake turd from from Spencer's.
A turd?
Like yeah,
fucking hockey puck shape.
Yeah, we have different turds, man. I go heavy with my turds. I think
this gonna hurt like a bitch.
It doesn't come out in a circle; it plops and spreads.
Oh.
Are you still there listening to Just Eat? Enjoy this one.
All right, so if you look at the cross section, you can see there's a very thick layer of man goo at the bottom. Nougat at the bottom. The caramel, the peanuts. This is very Snickers-esque in the ingredients, no?
But even the website lists it as marshmallow nougat. It's definitely not like your standard.
You're right, it is a different nougat.
Your standard like Milky Way type of nougat in there. So
I was going to say it looks like marshmallow, so that makes sense.
It is a thick layer of marshmallow too. Like there's a lot of nougat in there.
It's the thickest of the layer. The cover makes it look like the top would be heavier with the peanuts, and they're not very crunchy or anything.
Agreed.
But you get that flavor.
Yeah. All right. Geiger, what do you think of the Goo Goo original mango flavored?
Yeah, back in 1912, they were the first one to mix man goo with chocolate.
It's the original Ookie Cookie, the Goo Goo Cluster.
Novak, you pointed out something that I was immediately going to hit on. And that is that the peanuts are like so soft you almost don't even notice they're there. Like you don't even taste them that much. I don't get much peanut flavor. And so as a result, like I would think like adding the peanuts on the top of this Goo Goo is really just to provide a texture, and you don't really get that. I think the chocolate tastes fine. The nougat also doesn't have I predominantly just taste caramel and chocolate. Like the nougat just feels like filler, and maybe it's because it's marshmallow and it has it just adds a sugar flavor that you don't really taste that much. And the peanuts feel like they're not really there. They're not really present. That their mango is in that candy over yonder. Let me take one more bite. I'm torn on this.
Why don't you do that mid-rating?
I did. That said, it tastes pretty good. Maybe being overly critical. I'll give it a mild like that. I do think it's decent, but I think if the peanuts were like crunchy and have more of a peanut flavor, I'd really like this.
All right, I like that. In 1912, Bob Cluster stood on a ladder and topped the factory and shot his mango into the vat of ingredients.
Bob Cluster.
All right, Chad, what do you think?
You know, I realized I have heard another song from Threaten.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that one that goes...
Can't even get it out, can you?
I was going to try to sing it. It goes, she's a shit House. You know that one?
Yeah,
That's-
I remember that one.
That was
Yeah.
worth it. All right, so I actually disagree. I do taste the peanut a lot. Here, I do wish the peanuts were crunchier. I feel like if they're on there, they should be crunchier. I think there's actually too much nougat. Like it's a little too thick for me, and it kind of makes it almost like overwhelmingly sweet. Like this is a very sweet piece of candy for sure.
Yeah.
You eat the whole thing, and it's a lot. But I think the flavor is good. This is a combination of ingredients that I like, even if I think the ratios are maybe a little bit off for my tastes, and I wish the peanuts were crunchier. Those are the things to me keeping this from being a loved at. But it is very, very tasty. I like it a lot. I'm going to give it a like that.
I think I'm closer to where Geiger was. I'm like in that Bermuda Triangle range of the
Bermuda Triangle.
Right.
Yeah.
Where many a man has lost their goo and not returned.
Sail in the goo and they can't ever get out. Boy. We ruined it so quick.
How many sailors have jizzed in the Bermuda Triangle? Probably a lot.
Oh yeah, the tide raised 2 inches that day. So much goo in the ocean.
Grinch came into the Bermuda Triangle.
Grinch came in and just sprayed all over the ocean, and that's why they call it the Bermuda Triangle.
Before the Bermuda Triangle, those whales were just called whales, not sperm whales.
Oh.
Wow.
All right.
I like that.
I'm really torn. There is too much marshmallow nougat. I don't love. I like marshmallow stuff fine, but this is like sort of fake, shitty marshmallowy taste.
Do you give it any points for being the first candy bar?
Yeah. Do you?
According to their marketing copy.
Right. Nah,
Probably,
I'm not
yeah,
giving any points for
okay.
that.
You don't live in 1912 where it's either this or hardtack.
I don't know why they went straight from one ingredient to 4.
That's why.
Mix
That's
the
why I
peanuts
don't
in
believe
first.
it. Yes, that's why I do not
Yeah.
believe that story. You don't go from 1 to 4.
I'm really, really right on the line, and since I'm sort of feeling that's all bullshit story, I'm going to give them a high level indifferent today.
Ooh.
Wow,
Ooh.
harsh.
All right, let's try the pecan version. It says pecan caramel nougat and milk chocolate. So basically, the only difference here is they've replaced the peanut with pecans.
And you like pecans a lot, right, Geiger?
Yeah, I like pecans.
But do you like them more than peanuts or no?
Yeah, same, I think.
you
I would probably
prefer-
sooner eat a pecan than like eat a raw peanut, but I
Do you
think
prefer
they're both
pecans or pecans?
good. I like peanuts and pecans.
How do you really say it? Pecans, right? But do you say pecan pie or pecan?
Yes, that's the thing. I think I say pecans or like pecan. Like I don't say pecan pie. It sounds weird, but it probably is pecan. I see pecan pie, and then I'll say pecans like as when I'm just talking about the nut. Again, I don't. These. It's like the nut's not even there. The
Chad,
goo is there, just not the nut.
Chad, how do you think this one compares to the first?
Wow, goo with no nut. That's a worldwide first. After my vasectomy, I'm nut with no goo.
What came first, the goo or the nut?
Well, when I'm the one working it, it's pretty much simultaneous.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. All right, so I think the original, in my opinion, is strictly better than the pecan, and that's to me that's just because I like peanuts better than pecans. And so, since we still don't have like a lot of texture coming from the nut itself, it all just really boils down to that little bit of flavor that comes from the nuts, which is kind of like mostly in the aftertaste, really. And I prefer the flavor of the peanut to the flavor of the pecans. I still think this is good because, again, the nut part of it is like sort of just a very small piece of the overall picture of this thing. I like the caramel and chocolate and marshmallow still. So I am still going to give this a like that. But for this one, it's more of a low level like that. Whereas the original was a pretty solid like that for me.
This one, to me, feels almost exactly like eating the first. I'm not sure that
They're very, very similar.
blindfolded I would even get it correct which one I was eating. So I think based on that, I'm going to give it the same rating I gave the first one. Not sure why I hemmed and hawed there, but I'm going to give it
They taste the same. How to rate? How to rate?
So indifferent. Gaga, what do you think?
I feel entirely exactly like I felt the first time.
It's time for the Grinch to goo all over the triangle.
Why is the Grinch gooing? What happened? Why is the Grinch back?
He raised the ocean.
You said the Grinch.
Oh, that's
line,
you did. I just said that day. I didn't mention the Grinch.
You said that the sea raised 2 inches that day.
Yeah,
that evokes Grinch content.
That evokes Grinch. Is that of the text?
That's Grinch content.
That's Grinch content. That's Grinch adjacent, motherfucker.
That's from the Book of Grinch.
It's a very evocative phrase.
From Grinch 1314.
For he so gooed the ocean.
And on the 9th day, he gooed the ocean. I agree. I'm pretty in line with Chad. I think it still tastes good. And I do like pecans. Yeah, pecans. But I don't... There's just no... They're like not there. They do influence the taste. You can definitely tell the difference between the peanut one and the pecan one. But they're not crunchy. And in this context, with this batch of flavors, or ingredients rather, I think I would rather prefer the peanut. So I'm going to give this one an indifferent. It's okay.
All right. The original then still in the lead. I do think the peanut version is going to be a bit different. Should be, right? It's
the peanut butter one, you mean?
Peanut butter
yes.
One that's...
Yeah, because it doesn't even have the nougat, right? It just has peanut butter instead.
Right. We'll see if the peanut butter one will be living and dying later on.
Or will it be a shit house?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
Like that song.
Yeah. No, good callback. That worked really good the first time. Glad you brought it up.
Look,
again.
I have to bring back the classics. That's what I do. I just bring the classics back. Playing the greatest hits.
Yes.
Segment.
All right. All right. It is the segment. All right. So we are going to rate our favorite shit houses. No,
Ooh.
You know, guys, let's be honest.
Yes,
we made his house out of shit.
I huffed and puffed and I gooed his house down.
A little gross. We have not done our jobs. Okay, it's been, I think, almost a year since we helped people answer that most fundamental question: should you fuck, marry, or kill? So we're gonna do that today.
Fundamental.
Yeah, people have been confused. Like, do I fuck this guy or do I just marry him? I don't know what to do. So we're here to provide that guidance. So, as always, we're going to run through some trios here and decide whether to fuck, marry, or kill them. And as per our tradition, we are going to start with food-based mascots. And we have a couple. We have a newcomer and a couple of You Tried Dat friends. So we're going to start with Colonel Sanders.
Friends?
Yeah, friends of the podcast. We got Colonel
YTD
Sanders,
royalty.
Mr. Peanut himself, and Chester Cheetah.
The newcomer's Colonel Sanders.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
time since we talked about Chester.
We have not talked about Colonel Sanders, like, you know, in relation to the size of his butt hair or anything like we do with these other ones.
Nope, I don't think we've ever really talked about the size of anyone's butt hair. In fact, I don't think I've ever considered the term butt hair in my life. But
But we still got 30 minutes to go. And that's about all you're going to hear about. So.
But we haven't quite hit on a running joke yet, so butt hair for the rest of the ep. All right, Novak, I'm going to charge you with starting us off here.
Shit.
Mr. Peanut, Chester Cheetah, and Colonel Sanders butt hair. Go.
This is difficult.
It is. This is a hard one.
Yeah, no shit.
I think I might marry Peanut.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Peanut, I think,
Hot
is the
take.
classiest of these three, right? He's
What's
got
wrong with
the
Colonel Sanders?
monocle.
Yeah.
That's sort of questionable, background of
I got you.
of the Colonel, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
potential, former plantation owner.
Uh-huh.
So-
Probably MAGA.
You're right.
Yeah.
Probably a mascot that should have been removed.
We don't know. Mr. Peanut looks like he comes from money. Maybe he sweatshops or something somewhere. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, but he's quiet about it.
Okay, that's true. That's right. And he wears a monocle, so classic.
parading around in an old white suit. That's just not good. So, I'm definitely going to marry Peanut. I'm going to fuck Chester.
Yeah.
Because you know why. Just go. You want to know why? Go back and listen to episode 6 through 22.
He wasn't.
I laid it all out.
He wasn't a great lay. He was like a disgusting proctologist or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm into that. And anyone with that length butt hair needs to die. So Sanders is dead.
That length. Chad?
All right. So I'm gonna. The only thing I'm gonna agree with Novak on here is that Sanders needs to die. I don't think he's actually a colonel to begin with. Plus, I don't like KFC at all. I think it's some of the grossest fried chicken. The Double Down is one of the most disgusting things I've ever eaten in my entire life. Did you guys try to Double Down?
Yeah, I think I had one.
That's a ballsy sandwich to make, though.
Really gross. And then we could cut this out if you want, but I tell you guys that popcorn chicken story about KFC.
You got the shits from it?
Yeah. It's like one of the.
That's the one.
It was
You nailed it.
pretty soon after I graduated from college. I was living by myself for the first time or whatever, and the popcorn chicken had just come out. I'm like, I'm gonna try this. I went to KFC, got the popcorn chicken. That was my dinner, and then I woke up at 3 a.m. or something in my apartment, and I was in the most intense pain I've ever I'd ever felt at that point, up to that point in my life. So much pain, I could barely move, and I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta call 911," But
tell him what you ate KFC.
well, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought my insides were exploding or something, like my stomach had ruptured or something. I felt in so much pain. Like somebody had stabbed me or something. So, but my cell phone, I didn't keep my cell phone next to my bed for some reason. It was on the other side of the apartment. So I roll out of it takes all my energy just to roll out of the bed and flop onto the ground. I'm crawling, a military crawl across my apartment, slowly to try to get to my cell phone. And
just like a military man.
Yeah.
Remember when you barely got across enemy lines to call the doctor and say I ate too much fucking chicken? I have to poo.
I was trying to impress the colonel.
To be an American.
Because I'm about to take a shit. So I'm crawling very slowly across with all my energy. And then on the way to get to the cell phone, I pass the bathroom. And I stop and look at the bathroom. And it was a literal, a light bulb over my head. So then I crawl into the toilet, pull myself up onto the toilet, take one of the nastiest, messiest shits of my entire life, and instantly felt better. Instantly felt totally fine. Thank goodness I didn't call 911. And I never ate popcorn chicken ever again after that.
Fucking EMT shows up. This kid just had to take a dump. All angry. Had to drive out there. He ate a famous bowl, this fucking dipshit.
You are a hero, sir.
We salute you.
Yeah, I'm after this story, everybody knows I'm like right up there with like SEAL Team 6 and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So kill Colonel Sanders. I wanna fuck Mr. Peanut. He's got that hourglass figure, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's pretty sexy. You know, and I mean, he knows how to nut. You know that. Yeah. So that's gonna be great. And then I'm gonna marry. See, I wouldn't want to fuck Chester because I think it's gonna be too fast. You know, it's gonna be too fast. Cheetahs are so fast; it's gonna be over in an instant. You
when I'm fucking a cheetah, I want it to take a real long time.
Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Stretch
shit, man.
that experience out. Yeah.
Grab that tail, you know. But anyways, but if you know Chester Cheetah, he could like run some errands for me, plus like lifetime supply of Cheetos, which I don't even like. So that would be good. So yeah, there you go.
Real
Mary
quick question:
Chester.
how do you fuck a peanut? Do you like crack the shell open, or like
Hell yeah.
jam a hole through it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like fuck you do. All right, cool, good to know. All right, second category: Sesame Street characters. So we've got Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch, and Cookie Monster. Fuck, marry, kill. It's a nice
Cam Man and
there.
Big Fur and Fantasy Birds themselves.
Chad, you're up first.
All right. So, boy, this is tough. I am going to marry Cookie Monster. Because,
I knew you would. You both love cookies.
We love cookies. Like we have that, you know, we just spend all day, every day eating cookies together and gazing longingly into each other's eyes. Or I guess I'd be gazing into his eyes and his eyes would be just rolling around, staring at the ceiling or whatever happens. The other two stuff, I think I'm going to kill Big Bird. I couldn't bring myself to fuck Big Bird. Too childlike. You know, in like too full of wonderment or whatever. And like Oscar, I think like, you know, Oscar probably is pretty good with the dirty talk if I had to guess. So
dirty talk.
Literally talking about things.
Yeah.
I'm so filthy.
You remind me of the 4 used needles I found in my can last night, you know, stuff like that.
That's hot, yeah.
Yeah, that really gets me going.
Hold on, so Big Bird's too childlike. Cookie Monster's only word is "me want cookies" and just eats cookies all day.
Yeah, but
a real well-developed adult.
Yeah,
C is for Chad.
and I like. I get hard at the conversation topic of improperly disposed drug paraphernalia. So, you know, it's a match made in heaven.
That's fair. No way.
Okay, I disagree a bit. I'm also going to marry Cookie.
Hell yeah.
I also love cookies. It's something we can bond over. And he's very grown up.
Very mature monster.
Well-established adult Cookie Monster.
You need to invest more in 401k.
me thinking about buying Corvette for me midlife crisis.
But Oscar the Grouch is a son of a bitch. He's literally he's on a children's show where everything is positive and nothing is wrong, and he still just complains all day about everything. So
yeah, isn't that hot?
He's also got to smell like shit. He lives in a garbage can.
I mean, I didn't know. Look, maybe it's reason me pissed. I didn't know he had hypodermic needles sticking out of his ass.
Does he have a dick, you think? Like, we never see
What?
him out of... What does he... He's not... He's
Just
always
him?
in a can.
Do any of them have dicks?
Well, I guess, yeah, we never really saw Cookie Monster's dick either.
Does Snuffleupagus have balls? That's what I need to know.
May not have unprotected sex. So I'm going to marry
Yeah,
Big Bird.
Oscar. Look, Oscar. He's sleeping on a bed of used condoms. You need one? Just grab it.
C
You know.
is for condom. I refuse to use. All right.
Wait, that's not a very adult-like take.
That's not a very mature response. No, feel
C
good.
is for a condom. Me always have safe sex. That's better.
Yeah, that's better. All right. So what are you doing? You're fucking Cookie Monster then? No, you're marrying him.
Yeah.
And you're fucking Big Bird? Big Bird's gonna fucking break you. He's a fucking gigantic bird.
No, he's a bottom bird.
He's a All right.
A big bird is a bottom bird. No
Can't
question.
argue that. All right. Okay, ready? 80s movies icons. So you've got Ferris Bueller, Marty McFly, and Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Yep. That's what you got.
And you just recently watched Back to the Future for the first time.
I did.
Isn't that
For the
correct?
first time last weekend. I watched that and Willow. I had never seen either one of those.
Yeah. And you,
Willow
but you haven't
does not
watched
hold
the. You haven't watched the other two Back to the Futures yet.
No, I've actually, before last weekend, the only part of any of the Back to the Future movies I'd ever seen is the same. It's like one scene from Back to the Future 2. Like every time I happened to see it, it was the same scene. He's like in a diner and he's like hoverboards out or something. But I was stunned. I knew the plot points of Back to the Future, obviously, because it's so popular.
Goes
and
Back
been
to
around
the
so long.
Future, yeah.
Yeah, right. He goes Back to the Future. I knew a lot of the plot was like his mom was wanted to date him or whatever. I did not know how badly she wanted to fuck the shit out of him. Like she is instantly horny about any dude in her immediate vicinity.
Right.
It was kind of startling.
Yeah, his mom wants to fuck.
Yeah.
Are you like a Biff apologist or something?
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the mom's just super horny. So
Oh no. He did no. Look, no means
Look,
no.
guys,
I'm just
Biff
saying.
had a lot of good ideas. You know, just gotta
I think
listen
he was
to him.
misunderstood.
Look,
No, I
subscribe
just
to
think,
his
like-
YouTube channel, okay? Watch his videos.
manure's
Marty-
really good for the environment.
Marty McFly walks in and she immediately is just trying to climb into his he gets in that accident and he's a fucking head trauma victim laying in the bed and she's literally trying to wriggle into his pants and then George McFly punches one dude and she just skadooshes for him. It's the most insane thing.
One way or another, she's getting Marty McFly inside of her.
Nice. I see what you did there because that's his mom.
All right, let me go here.
Go back. Yeah.
I'm marrying Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Look, if I wasn't married, I might marry that guy anyway. I love Marty McFly. He's one of my favorite characters. He's awesome.
Yeah. He's awesome. He is very cool.
I'm going to fuck Ferris Bueller. He's a fun-loving guy, right? He's definitely not a settling down type of guy,
No.
right? He'll show you a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then this may become
You
of
didn't
no
want to kill
surprise,
Beetlejuice? You want to fuck Beetlejuice so hard, don't you?
but I'm going to kill Beetlejuice, and now I'd like to hear why Chad wants to either fuck or marry him.
I actually 100% agree with Novak there. Look, I love the movie Beetlejuice. I think Michael Keaton is very funny in it, but
Sure.
like seeing Beetlejuice in actual like IRL, first would be terrifying, but second would be like he'd get annoying super quick.
Does he even have a dick? We never see it.
If he hasn't seen a dick, there's no proof.
Need that
I think-
Beetlejuice director's cut to find
I do
out
think
for sure
Ferris
about that.
Bueller would be annoying after a while, too. He thinks he's super cool. the whole fucking
100%.
time.
Look,
Yeah.
that guy is so fucking full of himself.
Yeah.
And you know what? Actually, I am going to change my mind here. Now, I have talked myself out of that because I think Ferris Bueller. Okay, I'm marrying Marty. Same reason, Novak. Like Marty
Beetlejuice
rules.
is not a modest guy. Let's like.
No, but I
But
guarantee.
does he have a day off?
I guarantee Ferris Bueller is a terrible lay, right? Like he's like every one of those like high school quarterback, like ultimate jock guy that has like no interest in the other person's pleasure, right? They just want to nut, raise to sea level, and move on.
I know
And so,
who's
like-
gonna slave over your cock and do you have the best orgasm ever. Fucking Beetlejuice.
He might. He's got like magical powers. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he might
yeah.
have like he might be able to summon like the softest, most supple hands to give you like the most amazing crank job of all time or something like that.
Great job.
So
That sounds like romance.
So I am gonna kill Ferris Bueller and fuck Beetlejuice.
All right. Okay, guys. This next one's going to be tough, I'm telling you, because you're not going to like any of these people. These are tech moguls. So your choices are
Oh fuck.
our favorite bloated corpse, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're going first, Chad.
Get inside there,
fuck.
Chad.
Oh my god. I fucking hate all three of these guys.
Also, never seen any of their cocks, so we don't know if they have them. They all could be eunuchs.
I guarantee these are three of the smallest dicks on the planet. 100% guarantee that. No
Yeah.
question about
That's
it.
possible. That might be.
All right. Well, to start off, gotta kill. I think you gotta kill Elon. I think
Just for the good of the world. He might ruin everything.
Yeah. He is a true monster, and he is like one of the most annoying people. Like the way, just how fucking smug and everything he is on like Twitter and stuff like that. Truly obnoxious. Bezos obviously like a piece of shit, but he stays kind of like out of the public eye more than these other two assholes. You know what I mean? Like he just sits around and just watches his bank account like go up basically, and then treats like all his employees, like the ones in the factory workers, like slave labor. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
super
fine.
cool.
Like I could turn the other, I could look away from that to live like an amazing lifestyle off of his bank account. So I'm gonna marry Bezos. I'm gonna fuck Zuck because it's in the name. He's Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
He just because he's like the youngest, so probably like the most virile of the three of them. And like he has the same dog as me, so like I could just like look at his dog while I'm fucking him.
Whoa, that took a turn. All right. Novak.
So that
My
I don't have to
first
look
thought-
at him, I'm saying,
Yeah,
not
that's
because I'm
fair,
like
that's
getting
fair.
hard at the dog. or whatever.
Into
It's
the
just like-
dog.
Yeah.
My first thought is to agree completely because Musk is the easy kill.
Yeah.
But Zuck can't fuck. I can tell you right now that guy is probably a shitty lay.
Yeah.
I'm basing this completely off of the Social Network.
I've never seen Jesse Eisenberg's dick, so
Yeah.
And I think it's just a real toss-up about which one of those is a bigger asshole.
I heard Bezos
That's
can
true.
really lay pipe. I think you made the right choice.
You can definitely argue that like Facebook has done much more harm to the world than Amazon. Might be like another reason that you wouldn't want to marry Zuck.
Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuckheads. Actually think this is.
They're all fuckheads.
They're all
Zuckheads.
You know what I'm going to stick with? I think Chad had. We're going to have our first agreement here.
Oh man, Mark Zuckerberg. Ears popping up somewhere. He's getting laid twice. So excited.
Dude's laying pipe all across the metaverse.
All right. Next category. We have two more. Talk show hosts. So your choices are David Letterman, Jay Leno, or the host of the hit 7-episode talk show on TV Land in 2005, Alf. Hosted the Alf
he really
talk
have a talk show?
Yeah, he had a talk show that lasted 7 episodes with
I got to see
hit
that.
guests like Merv Griffin and Drew Carey.
In 2005, like 30
think so.
years after his TV show was on or whatever.
I read they tried to bring Alf back in 2019, and it surprisingly did not go
What?
forward. They wanted to. He was going to come back and crash land again with like a family, but like crash land into a wholly. It wasn't the same people. It was like a wholly different family he was going to crash into.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did he actually escape or did he get? Why did I think that in the finale of the TV show he actually gets like taken away by the CIA?
He gets
He does.
captured.
Yeah.
It's like a to be continued thing with him standing in the middle of a bunch of agents,
Yeah.
and then they like got canceled.
And the gritty reboot, it's just him getting tortured mercilessly and like sliced open for biopsies and stuff.
So we don't know what happened. He could have like wanted all those like circle of agents.
Alf is James McAvoy.
So Letterman, Leno, or Alf?
Curves his Alf cum all over all the agents.
Yeah.
Okay, so the easy choice here is to kill Jay Leno.
Yeah, finally you're going to stop us from killing Alf in one of these by putting him up against somebody that's even worse.
All right, Alf, Jeffrey Dahmer, and who else can I put there? Hitler, that's it.
I was thinking I was going to try some kind of Jay Leno impersonation, but I'm not sure. Isn't it just waggling your face back and forth?
Hey, I got like 35 cars and a big chin.
Hey,
or whatever
my chin's huge.
So I'm going to kill Jay. And I guess I'm going to fuck Letterman because he is a human being.
You fucked Big Bird. What's the fucking difference?
Any choices?
Yeah, but
Jay Leno's got hypodermic needles sticking out of his head.
Plus,
but he's a bottom bird.
We've seen Alf's cock, so you don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yes. Yeah. I remember. You remember that episode where he just fucks Mrs. Achmonic?
I remember his classic line, I eat pussy. I mean cats.
Yeah, doesn't she feed him the family cat to like get him hard beforehand? You know?
Yeah. He gets a giant erection, yes. And the last scene was him surrounded by scientists with a raging hard-on. He's trying to push it down and they freeze frame on him. This is to be continued.
So I'm going to marry Alf because I love Alf.
Yes, Alf love, finally. Chad?
All right, well, I agree. Fuck Letterman. I think, I think that...
fuck him?
Yeah. He's,
Yes? You're going to fuck... Oh, okay.
Letterman.
Oh, I thought
Letterman. Letterman. Well, fuck Letterman. He has a fun beard these days. You know, that might be a good time to explore. Geiger.
Yeah?
I'm killing Alf. Fuck it.
Oh, no!
I'm going to marry Jay Leno.
No.
Look,
It's Alf!
Jay Leno's annoying as fuck. Like, there's no question. One of the most annoying, unfunny comedians out there. But he has a fuckload of cars. And I am a person that doesn't give a shit about cars at all.
Yeah,
I do not care about cars. But...
Alf's got a spaceship.
Yeah.
but it doesn't work, or he would have flown home. So I'm just saying, like,
Gordon Shumway.
I could be married to Jay Leno and just like drive his cars around without him. Like he'll be taking a different car.
Without him.
I don't ever have to interact with him. I just borrow his cars, go all over town with him.
Driving around
24/7.
You
Just
fucking
sleep in him.
Driving Uber in his like.
Hey, are you coming home or what?
No, Jay. I'm sleeping in your fucking Humvee or whatever you got.
Chad's just fucking crashing his fucking Studebaker all over.
He's got like old classic cars.
Alright, fine. I'm sleeping in his Model T. Whatever. Gives a fuck.
His Humvee. I'm in Jay Leno's Dodge Neon.
He's probably got like a fire truck in there. That'd be comfy, you know.
I do like how Novak was super concerned that you wanted to fuck. You're gonna fuck Leno? There's like an alien as one of the choices. You're gonna fuck Jay Leno? Look at that man's fucking chin. Fat ass. Driving around in his Humvee getting laid. All right. All right. And the final one is always I ask my wife and my two kids to each name a celebrity. I had to tell my son to stop naming Aaron Rodgers because he's done it the last 4 times. So here we go. My wife named Ryan Reynolds, who she finds to be very attractive.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. My son named Tom Holland, star of the Spider-Man movies and some other stuff. And my
Uncharted.
Uncharted's own Tom Holland.
Star of the hit movie Uncharted.
That movie sucks. I did watch it.
Or you watched it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I was like gonna watch it, and then I'm like, nah.
I played the
got all the-
games.
The games. Oh, they're from
The actual games.
It's based on a video
It's
game.
got all the brilliance of Mark Wahlberg as an international treasure hunter.
Yeah. The games are supposed to be like a grizzled 30-year-old treasure adventurer and an old man who helps him. Mark Wahlberg does not look like the character, and Tom Holland looks like he's 12.
Yeah.
The whole thing doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
Was Tom Holland just like, aw, shucks, throughout the whole movie, basically? I feel like that's what he does as Spider-Man all the time.
Yeah, he aw shucks a lot. So I didn't see it. So it's Ryan Reynolds, Tom Holland, and then my daughter said, do you think anyone knows who Daniel Radcliffe is? I'm like, I think the entire world knows who Harry Potter is. So
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe is the third one.
Well, hold on, let me Google. What does Daniel Radcliffe look like? No, I'm
You just
kidding.
watched it in Weird Al.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He looks like
It's
Harry
such a weird
Potter.
movie. Who's up first here?
I think this is you.
Okay.
Yeah, you go.
My love of Ryan Reynolds is pretty well known here.
It's your
Wait,
brand.
who was the middle guy? Who did Jake say?
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland.
Tom Holland. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Uncharted.
I am going to kill Tom Holland. I don't think he's a particularly good actor. I haven't seen the latest Spider-Man movie that he's in, but like this second one is fucking awful, and he is terrible in it. And the first one is only good because of Michael Keaton. Like I don't
Mr.
think
Hancock, I don't feel so good. You're like killing him. Just like disappearing.
Oh, that was the best part. I've just spoilers for Infinity War. I fucking hated Infinity War. I thought the movie was so boring. But at the end, when Spider-Man dies, I was cheering. I was like, thank fucking God. And I mean, it was sad because I knew he was going to come back. Anyway, so I'm going to kill Tom Holland. And now this next one is actually really, really tough because I do famously think that Ryan Reynolds is one of the hottest dudes on the planet. Actually, that's not tough. Why did I just say that's tough? This is actually kind of easy. I'm going to fuck Ryan Reynolds because I think he's super, super hot. And I don't want to marry him because I do think his shtick would like sort of wear off after a certain amount of time. Daniel Radcliffe, also a very, very handsome man. Like he's actually pretty jacked. You can see in that like Weird Al movie. But he also seems like a genuine, like kind of like nice, thoughtful guy. You know, if you would look at him in interviews and stuff, like he seems like he'd actually be like pretty good husband. So yeah, so it's gonna be marry Daniel Radcliffe for me.
Yeah, Tom Holland just has too much of a like small boyish type of way about him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna unfortunately have to die in this scenario. I don't have anything against Spider-Man. I think he plays a fine Spider-Man. I think I've look, Reynolds is the hottest one here, and Radcliffe I give a ton of credit because I fucking hate the Harry Potter movies. Every last one of them is awful. But I feel like he's like done a decent job distancing himself from it and like picked some fun stuff.
For sure.
And if you haven't seen the new Weird Al movie, it is amazing. He's hilarious in it. So I do kind of like Rad. I'm going to marry Rad, fuck Reynolds, and we've got full agreement on the last one.
Wow.
Nice.
Full agreement.
Yeah, Radcliffe seems like one of the few child actors that came out like a decent person and not fucking crazy and like still has a career. It's kind of impressive.
Yeah, he seems like a normal person, and he takes like really interesting. Like I haven't seen that movie Swiss Army Man, but it like looks interesting. And I did see he was in that movie Guns Akimbo that was like wild. I don't know if you guys watched that movie.
He's also rumored to play Alf in the new gritty reboot of Alf.
He just lies on an operating table for 3 hours.
Just getting prodded. I hate cats now. Just screaming.
All right, so we've got one Goo Goo cluster left. It's the peanut butter. It says peanuts, peanut butter covered in milk chocolate. There's no nougat listed in this guy.
That's
just right. Peanuts, peanut butter, and chocolate. So this should be real hard to fuck up. Mine's really gooey.
Mine's melty. I was just going to say, yeah.
Smells delicious.
So it's a pretty thick layer of peanut butter. For me, the peanuts actually are kind of crunchy this time.
Yeah.
Getting a lot more texture.
All right, let me get right into this.
Do it. Do it, my man.
This has some callings to the Reese's egg and different shaped Reese's that come on the holidays. It is very tasty. The peanut butter is nice. The peanuts add a very nice crunch. The milk chocolate.
The peanuts have a great hourglass shape. I can see the peanut butter's penis. There are no needles inside this cluster.
Geiger and I both have ones that are melty. I don't know if it's
no. It's mine's like that too.
Okay, so I was wondering if maybe it's supposed to be that way.
That's or it just happened in the shipping because I didn't package it in dry ice or whatever.
That's a nitpicky type of criticism to this, but no bones about it. This thing is delicious, very, very tasty. It's a welcome surprise. It blows those first two out of the fucking water. All right, it's barely the same product. Those first two were so close together, and this is very far apart. But it doesn't have that. It seemed that the first two were kind of defined by that marshmallowy nougat, and this just feels like chocolate and peanut butter. You cannot go wrong. And they hit it on the head. I'm going to give this a love dat. Geiger, where are you at?
This thing is delicious. This is as close to probably a Reese's cup as we've had on the podcast that isn't a Reese's cup. I know it's not a Reese's cup. I'm sure Chad wishes it's a Reese's cup. But I think the consistency and the peanut butter taste are pretty close. I really do like the peanuts and that they're crunchy. I always used to say I'm not into texture. Maybe I am and I just don't know it. This is pretty good. I'm there with Novak. I think I love this. This is really good. This is very, very tasty.
Wow.
I think I love this.
I think I love you. What am I so afraid of?
Yeah, you seemed hesitant to say so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, I'm withholding. I do it with my children. I do it with my wife. And I do it with my Goo-Goos.
You don't commit easily, right?
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Okay, so this thing's basically won the show here.
Right.
That's no longer the question. The question is, do we have the first basket of puppies of 2023? Chad?
Well, I mean, you guys kind of said it. It is like sort of an entirely different product. I'm trying to imagine in my head, like if this had the marshmallow nougat and like they had just replaced the caramel with peanut butter, like that would probably be bad. Or like if they had kept the caramel in, I also think that would have been worse. Yeah. And, sometimes I am one to criticize a product that is like, feels like it's trying to be a Reese's product, but is maybe not, if they're not able to like imitate it in a proper way, I will dock them significant points for that because chocolate and peanut butter is, so near and dear to my heart. This is not one of those things. I think this thing is incredible, and I would put this up there. This belongs in the conversation with the top tier Reese's products for best candy bars out there. I'm not going to say this is better than, every single Reese's product out there, but I feel like this is in the conversation with some of those great Reese's products. This thing is amazing. I wish it wasn't like kind of weirdly wet and melty on the bottom. But whatever, the chocolate's great. The peanut butter's fantastic. The crunch from the peanuts really hits the mark. It's just a perfect combination. This thing is awesome. Love that.
Yes.
Yes.
Basket of Puppies, first of the year,
Mm.
and still pretty early in the going. So, well done, Goo Goo. I
Goo!
think they kept the mango out of this last product. Which
Yeah.
helped.
I couldn't taste any of the mango.
All right, Gagger, where can listeners contact us?
One of the men walked up to the vat and they yelled, "You can't have the mango," and they were told not to do it.
Wow.
Hold on, I gotta.
First time we've made that joke in this podcast before.
Hold on, I gotta enjoy my own joke. Okay, I think I'm ready.
Fucking terrible, stupidest mango reference of all time.
Nothing topical like Chris Kattan, who hasn't worked in 20 years. If you love that joke as much as I did, you should seek help. If you ever fucked Alf or Jay Leno or anybody else,
if you ever came into the Bermuda Triangle, you might be a YTD listener.
Yeah, if you've ever like put your mango into any like recipes that you know of and they turned out pretty good, let me know. Again, don't actually. But if you'd like to share your thoughts about the snacks we've eaten, if you'd like to suggest snacks, if you'd like to ask a question for a mailbag, if you just want to reach to us in any way, you can do so at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we are on Twitter, hashtag YouTriedThat. We're on Facebook with the You Tried Dat group. We really do love it if you could give the podcast a rating or a review or anything like that, wherever it is that you listen to it. And if you enjoy it, please tell everyone in your friends and families they can listen to us talk about fucking Alf for an hour or so.
No, I'm killing Alf.
Oh, you're killing Alf, yeah.
And
you married it. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm
No one's
fucking him.
fucking Alf, okay?
I'm fucking him. I'm so turned on.
Keeping this podcast clean.
I'm sorry. I'm making love to Alf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Nashville, if you're headed down to Nashville,
Yeah.
pick these up. Some pretty delicious options here. So, are you guys planning to go to the Threatened concert when they come to town?
Well, I heard it sold out.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
That's true. I might be able to score you some tickets.
What is
Threaten with an I? That
This
sounds
guy's
so
just,
goddamn dumb.
Shitting his pants the whole day that he's like concert coming up. Shit, I hope people just randomly show up.
I like too that like he didn't tell anyone in the band. So was he telling them that it was sold out, or they were reading on Facebook that it sold out, and then they showed up?
And the band didn't break up after that?
Yeah,
Like
they did.
Oh,
they
okay. Okay. Then I guess I won't be going to the concert since it's apparently not happening because they're broken up.
I'll wait for the reunion.
It said they also hired a like opening band. Too, so.
And nobody even came for the opening band.
Right. So they were also pissed.
Yeah.
So.
I heard it was Foo Fighters. They were pretty pissed off.
What was the last concert you guys
It
went
was
to?
the Sesame Street gang. Sesame Street Live. Huge needles sticking out of the Oscar puppet.
No, that's good. You want the front row seats for that. Like you want to be right up at the stage because then you can like look up and see, Big Bird's penis. More easily.
He's got a cloaca, doesn't he?
Look up. He's not wearing a skirt. He's a giant bird with his legs
they're up on
clearly apart.
They're up on the stage above you.
Yeah, that's true.
What was the last concert you guys went to? Do you remember?
Ooh.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I
Thanks
can't
to having
remember.
Children.
Yeah.
Years,
Well, you never
2
took
years
your
ago?
kids to like a Raffi concert or some shit?
No.
Fucking Taylor Swift concert or something?
I think my wife is taking my daughter and some family members to Taylor Swift this year. But I'm trying to think.
Is Blue Band Group a concert? Because of
No.
like rock band music and
okay.
stuff.
No,
I wouldn't call
count
it.
that.
I did go to that, but I didn't think it was. But they do have like. Someone told me, one of our listeners actually said that their dad like has the Blue Man Group CD.
No, I told you that. I have
Oh,
this.
you
has
guys-
it. Yeah.
Somebody else also,
I have
I
two-
guess,
I have
also
two
told me that.
No, I have 3 Blue Man Group CDs.
3?
Well, I have 2. I don't have physical CDs anymore, but I have 3 of their albums like that I had purchased.
Isn't every album some variation of? I
mean, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean it's the same shit.
Sometimes there's guitar riffs in there.
We think you grow up and listen to real music.
I'm trying to think what the actual last one I saw was, because I definitely like we used to go to concerts a decent amount before kids.
Yeah.
Like we saw like Fleetwood Mac and like Kylie Minogue and Radiohead, a couple other ones, but I don't remember like what was the last one I went to. It might have been like Tool or Pussifer or something. I might have gone by myself.
For me, it was either Glenn Hansard, who was like, I don't know if you remember that, like, Once.
The guy from Once, yeah.
Yeah, he was in town and Betsy really liked him, so I surprised her with tickets. Or it was our buddy had like tickets to some like free tickets because through his work to Bon Jovi. So we just like, I don't even like Bon Jovi, but it was like something to do, so we went.
Oh man, kill Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Of the 3 choices,
marry once, kill Bon Jovi.
Which of you guys went to? We went to Summerfest one year and saw like I think Foo Fighters or Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, I was there with you.
Were you with there?
I actually was there at that same concert, but didn't know you guys.
I didn't know you yet.
Oh.
It was because it was pouring rain, right?
Pouring rain. That's what I was saying. So I remember it was raining so hard, and we were leaving. And as I was walking past, I saw Weird Al was performing on a stage.
Oh yeah.
In front of like, I don't know, there wasn't a lot of people because it was raining so hard. It was maybe like 100 people or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I wish I had stopped to like watch him or whatever, because I heard he's like amazing in concert, but it was like raining so hard that it was just like, fuck this.
I remember that because I drove home and we were riding in my like 300-pound Geo Prism, and it was like getting fucking blown all over the fucking highway.
We left because we just had grass seats, so we stayed through Foo Fighters and then we got like a quarter of the way through the Chili Pepper song, and we were just drenched and shivering. We were like, fuck this, so we just left. But some guy I worked with at my dad's place also worked. He like ran the beer kegs at Summerfest or whatever. And he said like the Weird Al people, they had to make them leave because they were like, you have to stop playing. Like it's lightning out here. You can't be like cranking this amp and shit. And the people that were there, like you said, it wasn't a ton, but they were like refusing to go. They were just hardcore Weird Al fans.
Awesome. We actually had grass seats too. And I remember like it was an awesome concert, but like part was ruined because of this like dipshit drenched and shivering dude with a like overgrown goatee. And I'm like, if I ever find this motherfucker.
And I remember being like just randomly wanting to beat the shit out of these assholes near us. And then realizing that I probably couldn't, and then leaving because I was a pussy shivering in the rain. So yeah, it was a pretty good night.
Mm-hmm. You got home. You said Beetlejuice 3 times and just rode Snake home, right?
I remember going out to the parking lot and pushing over a 300-pound prism with my one hand.
And then I remember actually like after I passed Weird Al, then like I looked up into the sky. And there actually were not any rain clouds. It was just Grinch nutting all over the
place. Yep, I remember that.
That's why it was such a torrential downpour.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Why was the Grinch in the sky? Why is he a deity now?
Why was he in the Bermuda Triangle? Who gives a fuck?
Just because he had a nut. All right. Well,
that'll do it for this time. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.